I was listening to this I listen to a lot of podcasts. I'm a diehard 49er fan, and
Okay.
I was listening to one in Seattle. And they're
Okay.
talking about after the week 17 matchup. And I want your opinion on this. They were saying that last season proved something about Kyle and the 49ers as a whole. One, that Kyle is pretty much the best coach in the division, and that despite all their injuries, the fact that he was able
Mhm.
to pull 6 wins out of that team
Mhm.
with the various injuries we got, that the 49ers were one of the best teams in the NFL.
Mm.
Despite what the
Wow.
record said, despite what the
Okay.
record said, and despite everything,
Okay. So that's the
everything that
perception of
Kyle,
the Niners from a division rival. In Seattle, they still think the Niners are
yeah, and they
dangerous.
said, and he said that in both games, despite everything coming in, he was afraid of the 49ers more than the Rams and the Cardinals combined. Come on, especially that first game when the 49ers were looking hot and were getting a couple people back.
Now, here's the thing. The way I remember the two Seattle games this year, the first one, Jimmy Garoppolo, it was probably the worst performance of his career. I don't think I've ever seen him
Yeah,
play worse than he played in Seattle this year. And then he got hurt and left. The second game, they almost won with CJ Beathard. So I can see why that was week 17, I think. That would
yeah,
be
that was the last
fresh
week
in
of the season.
Seahawks fans' minds. We almost lost a freaking CJ. They're going to have the full team back next year, theoretically. That's scary. I think yeah, that's something to that. Do you think the Niners still have it if they're healthy? Think they're still good?
I I think they still have it because my main premise is other than the Green Bay game, kind of the Buffalo game because Buffalo they were still like playing hard in it until like the fourth quarter,
Yeah.
and the Miami game. Other than those like 3 games, the Niners were in every game this season, despite all the injuries and stuff like that, and their defense was playing hard. And me and my dad, we watched every game, and he knew Armstead when he was a little kid,
Oh,
and yeah, he knew Armstead when he
wow.
was like a little kid.
Are you from Sacramento?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
from Stack,
Okay. Okay.
and we watch every game, and we're like, we see the improvement in Armstead, but we kind of probably have to let him go based on the contract. If
Yeah.
he was on like a better contract and the
Right.
production that he's giving, we I'd take him. I'd take him
Yeah.
anyway. But
Absolutely.
the way his contract is structured, he's getting paid just a bit too much in my eyes.
Yeah,
And
starting
I
next year, he's going to be making 20 million a year, and they already acknowledged that. Like, well, he can't lead your pass rush. He needs to be like the third pass rusher, the fourth pass rusher.
yeah,
Well, you're paying him 20 million a year.
yeah, and I love my team. I love I was like getting frustrated throughout the season because I saw all this stuff of they could win. They had he win every game, but we just got a bit too injured, especially week 2 when we lost both guys in that game in New York. I was like, okay, maybe this season might be a bit over, but I really do think this team could go places. And even a lot of my friends who dog the 49ers all the time, they specifically point to the Philly game because that Philly game was a bit shaky with
Mhm.
calls and other things, but we played
Mhm.
really well. And then the Saints game, I still feel like we win the Saints game if they don't call that bad roughing the passer.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we
Yeah. I
don't
see what
they
you
don't
mean.
call that
Yeah.
roughing the passer, we get the ball back
Yeah.
and we could probably do something because the offense was on a roll and the defense was on a roll as well.
Only thing with like the 49er optimism, I feel like people can come back like, they were great in 2019. They were hurt in 2020. Why won't they just revert to what they were in 2019? It's a lot of the same players. Well,
Yeah.
the league's changed. Other teams have improved, and the Niners are still trying to recreate the past. That to me, I mean, you obviously they felt they had a winning formula. They didn't want to ditch it entirely, but the rest of the league has changed. I mean, what do you think of that?
Yeah. It's definitely changing. I do like I really was really coming in hoping like we need Verrett back and
Yeah.
I was excited when we got him back. I really like the addition to Alex Mack because our O line was absolutely pitiful. You mentioned it in one of your videos saying that our O line was pitiful and it was going to be really difficult for us to do anything at the quarterback position because of how it was just folding every play.
Yep.
But so I like our addition to O line. I really like Debo. He's probably my favorite player on offense because of how versatile he comes off. The loss of Bourne is gonna sting a bit, but like the contract wasn't worth it. If we're gonna pay him like 8 mil a year, it wasn't gonna be worth it. And
Yeah.
then Ayuk, at first I was like kind of disappointed with the pick, but then he played out his year. He was absolutely excellent.
Mhm.
Now, of course, and my friend was pointing out you couldn't ha got a better receiver after Jefferson was drafted.
True. True. I agree. That was the right call. That was the right call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I really like where this team is going. I like where this team has sat, and I'm really glad to see that we're getting better. I saw a video earlier of Jimmy actually now in the gym working on his throw, working on his body so he can try to stay healthy. I'm kind of on the train that I want to give Jimmy one more chance, and if he doesn't do it, then I'm done with him. But I think he has one more shot left in him. I think he can do it if his team stays healthy and he can stay healthy. I think we can do it. And you can never really get promised a player that plays 16 games unless your name is Tom Brady. But but yeah, I really like where the team is going and where we're at next year. And I think we can go places.
Well, you made a very compelling case. Darius, I really appreciate you coming on the show. You've knocked it out of the park. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Go have a great day in Sac, man.